Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF Bets Race of the Day for Friday, February the 16th, race number 1 at Santa Anita. We're going down the hill at about 6.5 furlongs. It's a maiden special weight, and if you sign up for DRF Bets right now, you will be rewarded with a $200 free bet, no deposit required. All you have to do is go to drf.com/join, promo code FREEBET09. Let's take a look at this field of older maidens. We've got some expensive horses in this race. You can download free Formulator past performances on the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. The number 1 Kidman, Matt, is a first-time starter with a beautiful pedigree.
You have to Kirtana, Snowtop Mountain. You've got Diversity Harbor in there as well. The problem is this is a 4-year-old making the career debut. They paid a boatload of money for this horse. At face value, wants to go a heck of a lot longer than 6.5.
So we're sold for $270,000 as a short yearling, then went for $550,000 as a 2-year-old, but that was 2 years ago. Kidman, though, I think if you're going to find a spot for a first-time starter, maybe this is the race. You've got a couple of older disappointments, I guess is the word for it, but I always usually like the experienced horses, especially with these later developing horses.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a reason that this horse hasn't been to the races yet, and he's 4 years old.
Monet, Mo Problems, and Impression come out of a common race. That was a $50,000 seller on January the 14th, a race that was dominated for the most part up front. Impression went to the lead. Monet, Mo Problems sat in second. They both were outfinished by the winner, Principal Bob. Were you disappointed that Monet, Mo Problems could not get by Impression late?
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but at the same time, it was first start off with a little bit of a layoff. More disappointed in Impression's effort. I think we know what Impression is at this point. Doesn't mean that he cannot win here, but at the same time, that's not a horse I'd be betting on.
Monet, Mo Problems, how would you ride him in this spot? I would like to take him back a little bit more and maybe save something for the end as he steps back up into maiden special weight company, but Bejarano can be aggressive.
He can be aggressive, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it's just one of those things. Naturally, you're going to have the speed dulled a little bit on that turn back. I would like them to be 2 or 3 lengths off of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are forward.
The 3 Factorial, a $600,000 yearling purchase. Let's be honest, he hasn't panned out yet. This is start number 8. He is still a maiden. He made his Southern California debut on December the 29th for Richard Baltas and kind of just ran an even effort.
Yeah, this is a horse that hasn't gotten any better at this point in his career. I think there is still a little bit of talent here. It's not like he can't run at all, but at a certain point, you got to get over the hump. I will say, Conquest Smarty, we'll talk about in a little bit, the race that they're coming out of was actually a pretty good one. The winner came back with an 86. The runner-up won next out with an 83. So form-wise, that's probably the race that you want.
Conquest Smarty finished a length and a half in front of Factorial, but that horse is getting a little bit of a freshening Factorial. Baltas always dangerous. You're a fan of the 4 Super Terrific. We were talking before we came on air, but you're disappointed she's in this spot.
Yeah, I don't think this is a turf horse. I understand the dam had to go over to Europe. I didn't have to go over to Europe, but Wesley Ward specials, yeah, sent her over to France, and that's how she broke her maiden going short on turf. But I mean, Super Saver has been a horrific turf influence. It's not like he's really been firing anything there. These 4% with the first-time turfers. The blinkers go on. I love the debut. I thought the horse ran on really well. I kind of feel like 2 turns on dirt is what this one ultimately is going to want to do.
But maybe he's just caught the right field. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of question marks in this race. You mentioned the Super Savers at only 4%. This is the family of Summerly, who won the Kentucky Oaks, of course, a dirt race. The 5 is Escudo Nacional, who showed some speed in his career debut before faltering to finish 10th at 48-1. He has been away for a long, long time. That race was August 2016. The Timeform U.S. Pace Projector may not take that into factor because, as we see, we've got Escudo Nacional in the lead. Maybe he'll show some fresh speed. I have no idea who's making the front.
Yeah, I have no idea what we're going to get out of this horse. You've been gone for this long. But look, if you still have that kind of gas that he did before, you would assume you've got one way to go. 3rd
place finisher from that race did come back to run an 81 buyer. So those were decent maidens that he faced. Impression is the 6. We discussed him. He's coming off of an 80 buyer effort. He's going to take money again, but this horse has burned a lot of cash. He's been 5-1 in his last 5 races, and he's been a heavy favorite in the last 2, and he couldn't punch it in.
I think the other thing, too, the reason that, I guess, of the 2 horses coming out of that common race, the maiden 50, that I would be more inclined to lean toward the 2 than the 6 is because the 6 has already gone down the hill, and I know it was only by a nose, but lost. And that's basically what Impression does at this point. His career loses.
Conquest Smarty, I think you could make the argument, is the horse to beat coming out of that tough maiden special at Santa Anita on December the 29th, the race in which he finished ahead of Factorial. He has never been off the board in sprints in his career. The problem with him is, the layoff lines. It's tough to put a string of races together with Conquest Smarty. Good outside post position. I believe Rajiv is seeking his first down-the-hill turf win.
It's kind of funny. The 4 downhill turf races are almost carbon copies of one another. This horse does the same thing over and over. I have a feeling this horse might actually be the favorite when it's all said and done. I think people are going to look and see the form of that race and say, this is the one that you want. I wouldn't be surprised if he won it all.
And talk about disappointments. The 8 Oiseau de Guerre has been a beaten favorite in his last 4 races, 2 going down the hill at Santa Anita for trainer Michael McCarthy. The effort 2 starts back was was okay, where he finished ahead of little Juanito, who returned to win. Last time out, he got cooked on the lead. I think it's probably safe to just draw a line through that race and assume he'll run his 80 buyer, and maybe that's good enough to win.
I was going to say, you're going to revert to tactics 2 starts back, not the ones that you had most recently. If that's the case, I think there is a scenario. I don't like him, but there's a scenario where he gets the job done.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the opener at the Great Race Place on Friday. We're both going to go with the number 2, Mo Problems. This is a horse that maybe needed that drop in class last time out, but I like the cut back to 6.5, son of Uncle Mo.
First time going down the hill, and again, that's why I would lean toward this horse over the 6. I think it's just a scenario where you've got that speed. You'll dull it just enough going down the hill, but you'll have the finish that maybe some of these other horses don't.
We kick off the pick 5 in here. I think Mo Problems will be a bettable price to win. You're going 2, 6, 7, and 4. Anyone else to kick off the pick 5?
You know, honestly, I mean, I would kind of have to use the 6, right. Just whether I want to or not. I have to use impression, and I would also use the 7 because Conquest Smarty is probably the horse to beat.
I'm with you. 2, 6, 7, 4 for Matt. 2, 7, 6, 3 for me, and we'll both use the 2, 6, and 7 in the pick 5. Again, if you're playing from home, DRF Bets is the way to do it, because you access a $200 free bet, no deposit required. When you sign up to DRF Bets at drf.com/join, please use the promo code FREEBET09. Approximate post time for the opener on the Friday Santa Anita card, 1 o'clock Pacific. Good luck.